ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stardom Review. I am your host, slightly under the weather, Andre C. Right over here, it's the lovely, it's the talented, it's the ever effervescent. It's Melba. How you doing, Melba?
I'm doing great, Andre. I had a great day today. It was a weird day, but it was a great day. I had a leg day. I was home before 10:30. Had a 2-hour leg day. It was nice. I got to play with machines I don't usually play with because there was no one there. So I wasn't scared to look like an idiot. Still haven't figured out how to use that hack machine though. I'll figure it out one day. How are you doing, my friend?
Good, pretty good. A little bit under the weather, and I've been feeling off today. I don't know what it is, but I still got my gym in. Still killing my midsection because I was doing Russian twists today, and back up. I was doing plated crunches, and that would do plated crunches, then followed it up immediately with Russian twists, like supersetting it. So just not good for me, but very good for me, but not good for me at the same time.
Yeah, you haven't seen Soy Boy's ab routine where he gets his, what is it, where are we 18 abs now?
At least.
Minimum.
Mm.
Yeah, his workout's a little insane. I can't do it anymore because it aggravated my abdominal injury, which is nice.
Oh,
Anyway,
so nice to have an abdominal injury, isn't it?
yeah, so great. It makes my life like super like not inconsistent and like I can do everything that I want to do. I'm lying through my fucking teeth.
I was gonna say I so believe you. Just it's so much the truth.
I just want to power lift and I can't do it. Can't do it. It sucks.
It really does. It really does. But
Mhm.
we're not here to bitch and moan. We're here to talk some
Well, well,
professional wrestling. No, we're not.
we might have some things to bitch about the wrestling.
Yes, we might, but yeah.
We
We're here to talk some Stardom, specifically the Stardom events from February 11th, 12th, and 13th. We're checking those out today. Yeah, sorry, 11th, 12th, and 14th. I apologize. It's the 14th, not the 13th. Brain's not
Mhm.
working. Three really good events. Had a great time
Mhm.
watching all of them. Finally finished them up today. I had a couple matches left to watch today.
Sir.
Yeah, but before we get to that, I want to thank if you're hearing banging, that's just people upstairs. Uh, if you're hearing banging in the background, I apologize. Not no. Like
Right.
cupboards banging and things up banging on the counter. Not that kind of banging.
Sure.
But
Whatever
yeah,
floats your boat, sir.
yeah, whatever floats my boat. Yeah. But yeah, if before we get into the wrestling, I want to thank each and every one of you. I want to thank you guys. Or if you're watching here on either Backbreaker Video or Andre Mobile Wrestling Talk, please thank you so very much for watching us here. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, share us out to your friends, family, dogs, cats, enemies, people from Mars or Venus, whatever. We just want to be shared out. Spread the love of Japanese professional wrestling to everybody, and don't forget to hit the notification bell every time we drop it, so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello. It's not too late yet. Hello. And then if you are listening to us over on Sunday night's main event, thank you so very much. If you could please give them the show a like, throw some subscribe to the channel, throw some comments in. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever your catcher is. Leave some comments. Let us know how we're doing. Make sure you give them 5 stars. You may hate us, and you can if you want. That's fine. Um, but please leave the review with 5 stars. You can tear us apart. Just make sure that this review is a 5-star review.
We can take the abuse. Just give us the stars to do so.
Yes, give us the stars, and we're going to be talking about stars tonight. Specifically,
Yes.
a certain faction from Stars. or the faction that is Stars. In the first match we're going to talk about, here we go. Yeah, I hit the wrong button and made it go.
Whee!
Yeah, we're talking some Stardom here today. We're kicking it off with the Stardom show on February 11th. Stardom in Shizuoka. We're gonna kick it off with a tag team match. My set. I'm not gonna break every.
I don't know what happened.
It's okay. Just get ready to go. Technical
Okay.
difficulties. We just had some technical difficulties there. As I was saying, I'm not going to break the matches down, every match down the way we normally do. I'm just going to give the finish. We'll give a highlight or two, and that'll be it on a bunch of these matches. A couple of them we are going to break down. Certain ones we're going to really get into. But we're going to summarize for some of them today because it's a big show. We have 3 shows with 6, 7, and 7 matches. So that's a lot. We kick it off. Mai Sakurai and Sayaka Kurara.
Kurara.
Kurara. Taking on Stars, Saya Ida and Yuzuki. Kurara hits a huge spear, but Yuzuki kicks out at 2. Yuzuki gets the judo toss into the roll up and scores the rolling arrow, which is the crucifix pin for the win. So Stars picking up the win here. Good fun little opener.
2 things that I wanted to note in this one was I really adore how Kurara, when she is teamed with someone, in this case, Mai, how she definitely, you can tell she's looking to Mai for guidance throughout the match and just, confidence in that she's where she's supposed to be and when. And you could see Mai giving it to her all throughout the match. So I really adored that. Her confidence is coming. It's slowly, but it's coming. I just love the Paradise Lock that Mai Sakurai does, and the pose. It's so good. It's so funny. I think she pulled it off on Ida in this one. Very fun.
Very fun. And then after the match, Mai gets the mic. She says to Hanan and Ida, because Hanan was at ringside with Ida, that her and Chaniota are going to take the belts on February 17th. The New Blood title's being defended on a non-New Blood show. That's actually kind of impressive.
Oh, that is impressive. Chaniota, though, that girl is stacked. This girl's going to have a problem.
Let's go. Move on to the next. We're going to move to the next match. Triple threat. Momo Watanabe, Mirai, and Lady C. This match was a hell of a good time. 3 incredibly great workers working together. Crossface chicken wing into the. So Momo gets the crossface chicken wing to. I'm pretty sure it was Lady C, and she hits Lady C with the choke slam, and then gets the running meteor to her, but can only get 2. Momo ends up taking out Mirai as she comes in to try to break things up. And then she hits the B driver, which is that dead eye that she hits, or the dude buster, whatever you want to call it. And she gets it onto Lady C, and she gets the win. But anytime Momo Watanabe or Mirai are in a match, I know it's going to be a hell of a good time. And this really was I'm really, really loving Lady C and how good she's getting and how so much more confident she's becoming in every match we see her
in. And it makes a huge, huge, huge difference. I'm noticing in the Japanese particular, like the wrestling, that these girls need that confidence to be able to get through these matches. What do I pick in this one? There was one point where Mirai and Lady C were doing the machine gun chops that Ami and Mirai usually do. which is ironic considering Lady C and Ami would also do the same move when they were tagging together in the Goddess tournament. So I thought that was a nice little nod. Um, Momo, very defiant in this match. She was very much not having any of the other girls' bullshit. And I love it. That's what I love about Momo Watanabe. She has this like almost arrogance about her while still being so like calm and cool. I really like it. There was one point where Lady C did a big boot, and I think it was on Mirai. I can't remember who it was on, but the way she did it, the person was too far away, so she had to do this like sliding stretch big boot thing, but it looked so good the way she ended up doing it because she had to work a little extra hard just to pull off her usual simple move, and it ended up looking really, really good. I don't know how good it felt on that lower back, but it ended up looking really good. The last thing I wanted to note is, did you notice at this point in the show the Oedo Tai family at ringside? This was
I
when
did
I
not.
noticed them.
Hmm.
There was a whole family of Jason Rutledge sitting at the ringside. There was a daddy and daughter dressed up as Natsuko Tora with the face paints and everything. And then there was a toddler running around with a foam pipe and an Oedo tie tracksuit, which how do they even make them that size? But then there was Mama sitting there proud with her. She was wearing, I believe, an Oedo tie tracksuit as well. And there was another child who I believe was wearing a Starlight Kid mask. It was just a whole family of Oedo tie fans. I absolutely loved it.
That's great.
Mhm.
We move on. Tag team match. It's the Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano and Yuna
Mm.
Mizunori, taking on Empress Nexus of Venus, Micah and Wakasiyama. Um,
Mhm.
End of this, Cosmic Angels actually hit this move that reminded me of Shoto from Bishamon, but it was she
Yes.
didn't do it into the Ushiguro, she just did it into a Death Valley driver, but
Mm.
not Shoto. It's Final Flash. Not Shoto is the one where that's the other one. But it's Final Flash is one where Yoshihashi hits a super kick to the guy on the shoulders and
Oh, yeah,
his
yeah.
Ushiguro. Yeah, Final Flash. They hit a version, but it's just into the Death Valley driver. Looked really good, but
Mhm.
in the end, Micah hits a lariat, then a discus lariat to Yuna Mizumori for two. Then she hits that off the shoulder spin out sidewalk slam, which is the Enka Otoshi onto Yuna Mizumori, and she gets the win. I thought
Mhm.
really strong match, and I'm loving Tam's new gear.
Yes, yes, I really, really like Tam's new look with the light pink hair and the colorful gear. Um, One thing I wanted to note, right next to the Oedo Tai family, there was actually someone also dressed up as Yuno Mizumori, and she noticed that at the beginning of the match. It made me very happy because I can't imagine the like boast of confidence that you get when you come out to perform for a crowd and you see someone dressed up as you. I can imagine that would give you like a little rub in the right place. What I also enjoyed was Yuna kind of giving a nod to Tam in this one. She had a couple jewels under her eyes, kind of rocking kind of a twinning thing there. And I really, really have seen a lot more perky personality coming out of Yuna since Tam's return. She was already a very high energy individual, but like she was just excitable. She didn't seem like peppy. Now she's kind of almost coming off like a really cool pineapple cheerleader, and I
Mhm.
really, really like it. Um, the Cosmic Angels entrance dance also was hit by these two, and I loved that. I also liked that Walker was wearing her good gear in this one. She was wearing the silver Moonlight Fantasy gear.
Mhm.
And also Micah looked like she freshly dyed her hair.
Mhm.
That was all I got.
Yeah, again, really good tag match. Just good back and forth. Team
Mhm.
Nakano and Micah always solid every time you see them. It's almost a guarantee with those two.
Mhm.
We're gonna move on. 8-woman tag matches: Queen's Quest, Azumi, Miyo Musaki, Sayaka Matani, and Utami Hayashishida. broke my rhyming thing just like NATO. God's Eye, everything on God's Eyes, Ami Saray, Rana Yamagi, Shaki Kashima, and Suri. Um, Saki actually starting the match off on purpose. But then Tommy like hits her with a lariat immediately, and Saki just gets the hell out of just gets out of the attack, like just running away from her, and finally gets a head scissors and tags out to Rana. She was just like, I'm like, she has like it's an evolution of this like scaredy cat character that she's been playing, and I really love it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm glad to see this kind of evolution of it too, because like just what she was doing before was starting to grate on me.
Hmm.
I get that you're little, but like, girl, get in there,
Hmm.
ish. Um, yeah, take us into it.
Um, yeah, I'm just gonna jump over towards the end here.
Yeah.
Rana chops the pendulum DDT into a roll through into an armbar, but it's broken up, and God's Eye hit triple team Rana. Miyu hits the pendulum DDT. Um, no, sorry, not God's Eye.
Queen's
Queen's
Quest. I
Quest.
was gonna say, why would they attack their own dude?
I just typed the wrong thing. Queen's Quest triple team Rana. Miyu hits a pendulum DDT, but the pin gets broken up. Rana gets hit with a flatliner by Miyu for 2. Miyu then picks her up, hits Tensei, which is a like the jumping sit out pedigree.
Mhm,
Miyu hits that to Rana, and she picks the win up for her squad.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Um, Rana, has been very super impressive since joining God's Eye.
Mm.
Like, I'm still holding out hope, given that the purple is in her gear still, that she could eventually, you know, get some knowledge, gain what she can from God's Eye, and then make that leap. I feel like she would be a tremendous heel. And I feel like God's Eye are too goody goody for her. I feel like we could see some Momo Watanabe sassy attitude come out of her and it would just be perfect. And seeing her tag with Starlight Kid, I think would be a tremendous tag team. Um, Suri and Kamitani had a really great exchange in this going back and forth. Kamitani really brought out that anger in Suri in this match. There's always somebody who brings out the frustration and the anger in Suri. And this one, it was Kamatani. Um, there was one point where Rana and Miyu were in the ring together, and Rana was working like crazy, stupid hard to put Miyu in an armbar. They just kept rolling around, reversing, transitioning, rolling around, transitioning. She finally got that in, and I noticed after that point, Miyu did tremendous in selling that arm for the rest of the match. I really, really
Yo.
appreciated that. Yeah, still favoring it after the ring, after the bell rung too. Really, really impressive. Really, really cool. Really good match.
Hmm. Yeah. Again, really good tag match, and it's building up this kind of war between God's Eye and Queen's Quest. Like it seems to be that's the
Hmm.
direction they're going with this little feud here. I'm really
Hmm.
liking it.
Hmm.
Um,
Uh-huh, same.
move over to the semi-main event. We've got stars. Hanan, Hazuki, and Mayu Iwatani taking on Empress, Nexus, Venus, Hanako, Mina Shirakawa, and Xena. Uh,
Hmm.
Xena, the entrance. The entrance was so good.
For
Hanako
oh,
walked,
with yeah,
Hanako
Hanako just standing there.
just standing there like just crossed armed as she is in the picture, and Mina on one side, Xena on the other, just doing the Club Venus dance. I was like, yes.
But best we've seen Xena do that Club Venus dance. She's been practicing in her absence.
Mm-hmm.
She was a little stiff for her before, but I think her dance classes are doing well for her. So she did really, really well on that entrance dance with Mina.
Yeah. Yeah, just I'm gonna talk about some stuff in here. Stars get a triple team on Hanako, and they hit the triple drop kick to Hazuki, and then uh, Hazuki hits a senton. She tags in Hanan, who hits the body attack and the ropes. Hanako catches Hanan diving, and just slams the piss out of her. But Helen
Hmm.
fights back, hits with judo tosses. Uh, she judo tosses like all of Empress Nexus Venus into the ropes, and Stars get the triple face wash and the running boot. Um, Maya's in at one point. She hits a super kick. Her and Mina start trading suplexes, and Mina hits just brutal looking back fists, and they both just drop to the mat. Um, Xena and Hazuki are in there at one point, just trading shots. Xena hits a sidewalk slam for two. Hazuki comes back with the MX, hits the corner elbow and the second rope drop kick for two, turns it into the crossface. But Xena just crawling gets to the ropes. Uh, Stars end up double teaming uh, Xena for two, um, or Hanako for two. They hit the triple wheelbarrow bulldog to Hanako, and Hazuki goes up. This is where Hanako pulls her off and gets a suplex. Oh yeah, sorry, they were doing that to Xena, but Hanako got in and hits her with a suplex. Hanako and Xena dispatch all the stars to the floor. Mina dives off the top on all of them. Looked really good. In the end, though, Xena is attacking Hazuki and hits the spinning Death Valley driver for two. Uh, the They go up for the move, and I'm going to play it here on the video version. Uh, it's the super splash. I don't know what to call it. I'm calling it the cheerleader mountain splash. I don't know.
Then
Mina's
this
cla-
is also the clip from the next night. This is
This
from
is
the
from the
12th,
fourth.
not the
Well,
11th.
this is from the 14th, but again, it's the same thing. But she climbs up Hanako and Xena here, and dives off and splashes onto the opponent that they're holding across each other. It was
Mhm.
just so good. Um, and then Xena hits Thunderstruck, which is the gut buster. She gets the win. Xena getting her first win back here in Stardom.
Mhm, mhm. Um, so that was pretty much everything that I bothered to write down in this. Except for there was at one point where there was a drop kick that Mayu was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Mayu. I feel like it was Mayu. That Mina Shirakawa reversed into a figure four, which I
Oh, and
thought was really, really cool.
she caught the legs and tied them up, and then flipped her over into a figure four. Look, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so good, so good. Yeah. Otherwise, that's you said everything else.
Um, Shirakawa said, I guess the mic says, "Hello, Shizuoka. Xena's come back to the world to Stardom. I think I'm not going to say the whole name of the company. Today is the prelude to the IWGP Women's Championship. I'm going to wrap up the IWGP Championship and make this Stardom into a true reality. Again, this is all I literally grabbed it off the website, the translation, so the word might not be perfect. Uh, Stardom, I will make it World Wonder Ring. Yes, I will make it a World Ring. I'll protect Stardom and the fans who support women's professional wrestling, as well as Stardom's ring. Stardom will be okay because Mina Shirakawa is here. It's here. I'm going to start a Shirakawa wave, so everyone, please follow me. The rest of the EXP members enter the ring. Xena gets the mic, says, Arigato gozaimasu. The future of Stardom is what's in the ring right now.
Hmm.
Short and sweet.
I got nothing to add to this one.
Yeah. Again, really enjoyed this match. I'm just happy to see Xena back in the company. I was really enjoying seeing her back.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we move on to the main event of the February 11th show. It's Crazy Star, Maysara, and Suzuki teaming up with Julia against Oedo ties next to Katora, Ruaka, and Starlight Kid. Starlight Kid with the pink mask on with her purple and black gear. It looks out of place almost. Um, Great high speed work. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it goes highlights of the match. Great high speed work early with Starlight Kid and May May. Starlight Kid slides out away. The tie takes the brawl to the floor. They're just slamming. Starlight Kid slamming Sarah into the apron, tossing her into the chairs. She ends up like sitting on top of May May while she's not laying on the chairs. It's just kind of a dick. Ruaka's in with Suzu. Um, she gets double teamed in the corner by Crazy Star, and Suzu hits just that brutal running knee into the corner, just knee to the face. It was like brutal.
Mm.
Um, Rocket hitting a flatliner and a senton for two. Starlight Kid comes in off and goes off the top with the high cross, hits a standing moonsault for two. Crazy Star then starts to double team Starlight Kid. Uh, just really good match throughout this. I took a lot of notes on this one. Crap, almost too many.
Paul's
Um,
notes it.
yeah. Uh, the end of the match comes. Oedo Tai stopped the triple team from Crazy Star and Julia, but then Julia fights off the triple team from Oedo Tai. The ref gets knocked out of the ring. Oedo Tai hits the triple team, like start triple teaming. Uh, and Tree Slam by Ruaka, Swanton by Tora, and Tora gets the win.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I really noticed that Oedo Tai family at ringside because Oedo Tai was like taking pictures with them, getting them involved in stuff in their intro. It was really cute. Even Susie walked by them and was like, "Whoa, wait a second. Who are you guys?" It was cute. I liked it because it gave that family a nice little unique experience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lots of glorious chaos in this one as they took them to the outside. Apparently there was mist.
Yeah, at
Like
one point,
Tora,
Tora didn't miss her. I can't
but
remember
there
if he
was like
missed it though.
nothing. I think it was May May, but there was like no color. So I think it was just water. But like
The dreaded water mist.
that dreaded spit,
The
essentially at that point is just spit.
the Triple H
Yeah.
special. The Triple H special. Remember, he
Yeah, apparently just in someone's face instead.
goes.
Um, so I was like kind of confused about that because then I was thinking back about all of our misty conversations that we've been having on Chop Talk as well as about Torah. And then also, TJP is now doing the red mist or just mist in general. Bushi also used to do the mist. Like there's a lot of spitters, a lot of spitters. Um, I actually like Starlight Kid's mask. It did kind of not match the rest of her gear, but I
Mm,
think the theme in it was glitter because
mm,
everything was sparkly. So maybe that's why we got that color ish. Um, I have to shout out my favorite simple but effective move done by Oedo Tai, which is that um, cannonball and crossbody combo that Tora and Ruaka do on a down opponent on the ropes. They did
mm,
that to Julia in this one. I love that move because it's just, again, it's just simple but effective, and it just looks like it just rocks the socks up of whoever's getting it.
mm.
That's all I got.
All right. After the match, Tora gets the mic. She says, Julia, lately we've been getting excited about all the bad things going on in our group. I've announced my challenge for the strong title. You guys look at me. Where is she? I'm talking about the strong you have. I've announced. You have no right to. You have no right but to say yes, or no right to say yes. If I say if I'm going to do it, I'll do it. It's decided. Date and time. Wait. I'll decide the date and time. February 17th next week. Corkin Hall in the main event for the strong title. I guess it's fine. That's good. Well, tomorrow, unlikely today, it'll probably be a preliminary match. Arrivederci. See you tomorrow. Rocky gets the mic. She says, speaking on the 17th, the match was arranged arbitrarily, but I forgot the name. New Japan Pro Wrestling Fantastica Mania. It's already decided. It was decided arbitrarily. I'll do my best. Just seems weirdly nonchalant. And Starlight Kid says, it may have been an arbitrary decision, but I was planning on making the offer because I'm Stardom's only masked woman. February 17th, Natsuka Tora Strong and us from Stardom Korakuen Hall New Japan Pro Wrestling, Fantastica Mania, Makuhari. You guys keep going. It's a weird finish there. That's Ikatora. Hey, the security situation in Stardom is ridiculous right now. But what's worse is that it's us, Oedo Tai, who are going to snatch everything this February. You guys, you should shake your head and go to sleep.
It's
And
funny because you got the translations from a site, right?
yeah, from Stardom's one from WWE Stardom, like their main site in the results
It's
section.
interesting because in the video, I think she said like shiver in your sleep or something like that
Mm,
instead. It's funny the way that they cut their promos, but I do love the little lingo that they use
mm-hmm,
to be intimidating and stuff like that. Yeah.
mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna move on to the February 12th show. It's Stardom and Toyohashi. We're gonna kick it off. Singles match: Susan Suzuki versus Yuzuki. Really good opening match. Yuzuki really showing great fire throughout, like really fighting back against Suzuki, who's the dominant, just the dominant person in this match. Um,
Mhm.
End of this match, Suzu hits a bunch of kicks, hits the buzzsaw kick for two, to then finish it off with a Dolphin Buster, which is that cradle half Nelson slam, and gets the win. But like, I gotta like Suzuki, every time she would fire up and fight back, and it looked so good. You knew she wasn't gonna win, but it looks so good.
Mhm, mhm. She has that charisma that she needs. She has some like she's come into the company with quite the charisma to be able to do that, and she clearly has studied the psychology. She knows a lot. Not enough to be getting wins over Utami Hayashi Shida, but it is what it is with that. This was a match that I felt was a perfect teacher-student situation where Suzu was just giving her everything and Yuzuki was giving it right back. It was like she was learning on the fly from her, and it ended up being this perfect back and forth match that you made like Suzuki and Yuzuki in combination with their work ethic made me, a viewer, believe that Yuzuki could potentially pin Suzuki. It was incredible.
Yeah, again, she has really great fire and great comeback
Mhm,
ability, is what it is.
mhm. Maybe I'm just a little bitter still about her getting that win over Hanako when I definitely felt that Hanako was more ready than her.
It's very possible. We move on. Triple threat match: Saki Kashima Hazuki and Lady C. Really good triple threat here. End of the match outcomes. Lady C hits a big boot to Hazuki, and Saki hits the double stop, like comes off the top with a double stomp to Hazuki and like a bulldog to Lady C. Lady C then comes back, hits a big boot to Hazuki again, but Hazuki hits a suplex. But Lady C comes back with a choke slam. Then with Hazuki down, Saki comes up, catches Lady C with the Kishikase, and steals the win. I gotta say, I'm loving the red hair on Saki now. Like, I love that she's really evolved into this new look, and like she
Mhm.
keeps changing it up a little bit by bit, and I'm really liking it.
Yes, yes, the physical change has been long overdue for her, and I do like how she's kind of been evolving with it the last
Mm.
couple months. I'm not gonna lie though, in this match, the scared stuff started to get under my skin.
Yeah, I was a
Um,
little annoyed that she kept running away throughout the match.
it was too much in this one, and what I liked about it even less was that I felt that it was a detriment to the entertainment and quality of the match, and
Mm.
she was the one who won. That's what didn't make sense about it. Because, like, to me, the strongest one in here is Hazuki. And even still, I would say Lady C is still very, very high up there. She's been working so hard. She does so good. She puts over so much. Seeing her lose. She's starting to get to the same level as Waka for me. I'm sick of
Mm.
seeing Waka lose. I'm sick of seeing Lady C lose. But yeah, this match was it was a great match. But yeah, the running about from Saki started to get annoying to me, especially when she was the one who ended up picking up the win. I was like, you were the least involved in the match. Why did you get that?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's it's what it was. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yep.
don't know. It was there. It happened. It was a good match.
It
It was
was
a
a
good match.
it was a thing and it happened.
It was a good match overall, just with an odd ending. We're gonna
It
move
was,
on.
yeah.
Tag team match. Oh, wait, ties Ruaka and Starlight Kid taking on Empress Nexus Venus, Micah and Waka Tsukiyama. The end of this came. Ruaka hits a delayed fisherman suplex for 2. Waka fights back and gets the tiger roll, but the pin gets broken up. Starlight Kid hits a DDT to Micah to take her out. And away hits the double Falcon Arrow, and Ruaka follows it up with the freezer bomb off top to pin Waka for the win. Again, I hate seeing Waka lose, but like, at least it's not somebody that shouldn't be winning here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know Micah should be winning, but again, he can't always be winning. But I'm not offended by either Ruaka or Starlight Kid getting a win here.
I'm gonna go back to what I said before. That's a win over the world champion. It's
Okay.
not even like it no. It makes sense to me that Starlight Kid and Ruaka need to pick up a win going into the
But
tag
again,
match.
they don't
Yes.
have a win over the champion. They have a win over Waka. They beat Waka in the match. They didn't beat Micah.
Ruaka's on
Micah
the
just happened to be.
team.
Yes, but they didn't pin Micah. That's the thing. That's the one thing. Whenever you say this, is like, she didn't get pinned, so they don't have a pinfall over the
No,
champion. That's the thing.
but the champion is on the loser side, and that's a problem. She's
But
picking up a lot of losses since winning this title, and that whether it's other people's fault or not, it's not a look. It's not a good look to have your champion on the losing end in the middle of the card. Like,
I
I don't dispute that Starlight Kid and Ruaka needed the win because they need to look strong going into the tag match for Fantastic Mania,
mhm.
100%. But if that's the case, they should have switched it up. Since Lady C is on such a losing streak, maybe they could have put her and, mishmash Tank of Hazuki. I'd be less offended about that. But it's like, to me, it doesn't make sense that you're putting the person who should be in prominent spots in a spot that is not so great. That's supposed to, I understand that the IWGP Championship is important. I understand that the Strong Championship is important. But this title is supposed to be the flagship of your company, the best of the best. Why is she in the middle of the card? And why is she having to walk away with her partner on her shoulder? That's what
It's
doesn't make sense.
the
But for
same
this,
reason.
the
I was going to say the same reason Sonata would lose in multi-man tags in the middle of the card on shows when he was the champion, and because one of his partners got
exactly,
pinned.
and look at his title run. It was a shitty, lackluster,
Yes,
uninteresting title run.
but every champion has this. It's every champion in every company this happens to. Like, except for Roman Reigns is kind of the only one that doesn't take losses in tag team matches. For Roman Reigns, it's the only one. Like, everybody does it. It happens in every company. Champions take losses in tag team matches. It happens.
I know that, sir, but it shouldn't be happening so soon after she won the title. It shouldn't be happening so consistently after she's won the title, and it shouldn't be happening when the company itself is being put into question by the drama that's happening backstage. I'm going to talk about the match now. There was a slingshot roll that Waka did on, I think it was Starlight Kid, where she bounced her off of the ropes and fed it into a dropkick. Thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Her hip attacks are adorable because she has no butt. Um, the standing backflip by Starlight Kid is just always so good. Very impressive to see. Um, I appreciated Micah bulldozing her way through Starlight Kid because that's what you do to someone that size. Um, Micah catching Starlight Kid on the crossbody attempt and just yeeting her was tremendous. I did like Starlight Kid's revenge getting Micah in the stretch muffler. That could be a pretty compromising position with somebody who's already got a couple injuries like Micah. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, again, I enjoyed it. What Micah taking the pin when like you got like a Kurara or somebody like of that level on the team is one thing, but like when you have a Starlight Kid and Rock on the team, it doesn't bother me if Micah takes a loss. Yeah, that's my
Agree to
personal.
disagree.
Yeah, it's wrestling. Champs have been taking losses for decades upon decades. It's just
And
I
wrong
guess
ones, clearly.
I guess I'm jaded by WWE booking for the last 40 years. Champions getting pinned randomly in matches. So again, doesn't bother me too much as long as she wins in the big title matches. I don't care.
These matches are supposed to be what make her look strong enough to win those matches, though.
And she doesn't look weak because she didn't lose. That's what my argument is. She didn't get pinned, so she doesn't look weak to me.
Again, I agree to disagree. I think the team is starting to look a little weak. Let's move on.
Well, they both teams got the win last night, and then they lost tonight, but then the next night. So no, they don't seem weak.
We're not going to agree on this. Can we talk about the next match, please?
Queen's Quest, Azumi, Miyu Amasaki, Sayaka Mitani, Utami Yashishita take on Gazai's Amisure, Mirai, Rana Yamagi, and Suri. The finish of the match, Queen's Quest go to triple team, with Suri, but the new eras take out Aphrodite, and they hit the reverse Thunder Valley to Miyu Amasaki. Suri hits a running kick for 2. Miyu fights back, gets a DDT for 2. Suri then hits the roundhouse kick for 2, then applies the rear naked choke, and Miyu has to tap out once Suri gets the hooks in and taps her out.
I have the same problem with this match that I had the last match. Why are the Goddess of Stardom champions losing again?
Again, it doesn't bother me. Neither of them got pinned, so it doesn't bother me none.
Well, Rana's now got another win over Utami. That's interesting. Which is interesting considering their shoot standoff at the beginning. I actually really liked that. It made Rana look super strong. However, Utami just struck. Miyu really got the shit kicked out of her in this one. So it didn't surprise me that she lost. Yeah. But yeah, just again, another extremely questionable win for me. I'm not liking it. And then
For
in
me,
correlation with the champions also not being in the Cinderella tournament, and then a lot of these people are, that just it's smelling suspicious and fishy to me.
yeah, it's true. Like the way I look at this match is like a lot of the times you had New Era's Mirai and Ami taking Aphrodite out, and then Aphrodite would come after them. It feels like this match, like with Suri winning this, it kind of feels like a build to getting Mirai and Ami into a title match with Saya and Utami by picking up these wins in these multi-person tags. That's what it feels like to me.
And Suri get the win on this one though.
Yeah, but again,
guess.
like you're saying, everybody on the team got the win, so so it just feels like that's what it is, right? So just
Doesn't have to be the New Eras though. It could be Suri and Rana.
Oh, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the New Eras. I guess in the match, that's kind of how it was. Aphrodite was taking out New Eras was taking out Aphrodite throughout the match. So it just kind of feels like what the build is, personally.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. We move on. Tag team match: Mei Sarah and Sayaka Kurara taking on Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano and Yuna Mizumori. Loving Tam's wings in this match. Those wings she comes out wearing. Love them there. What's with the ref like smacking May and Kurara on the back? Like at the start of before the match. I didn't understand. The guy actually checked me and went like, and hit them really hard on the back. I was very confused by that.
He's done that with Kurara a few times, I think, to kind of make her less nervous because she kind of comes in looking like she's about to shit a brick.
All right, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, a fun little tag match here. In the end, Tam hits the running knee in the ropes for two. She goes up, hits a flying knee off the top, but again, only two. Carrara avoids the German, and she gets a spear for two. Uh, Yuna comes in. They hit that double like axe kick to the back of Kurara, and Tam hits the running knee to the head and gets the win.
Hmm. I didn't have too many notes on this one except for the end result afterwards.
Yeah. Kurara busting out a Cobra Clutch in this match. Cobra Clutch submission. I was like, ooh, I like that. Because again, I noticed this on all three nights. There's a lot of Boston crabs and single leg crabs in Stardom Wrestling from a lot of people on different
Mhm.
squads. But so seeing her like Shuri doing the rear naked choke and seeing Kurara rocking a Cobra Clutch, I'm like, sweet, something different other than the goddamn Boston crab I'm seeing in like every single match.
Yeah, yeah. It's good to know they're teaching them something besides the basics, right?
Yeah. So post match, they Kurara gets the Mike says, "I'm from Tokyo, Toyohashi City. Really happy to be able to play in my hometown. However, this is not the image I wanted to show. I don't want to be the way I am now. I wanted to change. Today, I was convinced I want to join Tam and Yuna Mizumori and Cosmic Angels, a place that will teach me how to shine." Um, May Sarah just like leaves with Suzuki, kind of looking sad. That she probably wanted to bring this girl into her with kind of mold her with Crazy Star maybe, but kind of she just looked disappointed in it. I noticed. No.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Mimi is too fast for Kurara.
Oh, 100%.
I f I don't think that Kurara could benefit from training with Mimi.
Mm,
And like she could probably benefit from Suzu. Suzu seems to be a pretty patient and giving person in that respect. Um, but I think that for right now, I feel that Tam is the perfect person to help with her confidence because I feel like the confidence thing is her biggest problem.
mm,
She looks to other people, either who she's wrestling or her partners, for confidence and reassurance throughout the match a
mm,
little too frequently. So I
mm.
think that pairing with someone who's eccentric like the Cosmic Angels is gonna allow her to unlock that a little bit more and
Oh
be
yeah,
able to get her to a place where she needs to be. Maybe one day we can see her regaining or rejoining Mei and Suzu if they're still there.
possible. Nakas no says Scarara. I also thought about it too. That's a lot. That's good. And then Mizumori says, "Wait a minute." He says, they're not like using to fit in Tam. Uh, she has a good face and a good voice and a good body shape, which was like okay. Tam goes,
That's
why not I?
that's like the gym bro way of saying you have a nice build, bro.
Yeah. But what else can and then Mizumori or Yuna says, what else can I show you? Yuna Mizumori will judge whether you are truly suitable for tropical. And Nakano goes, what? And Mizumori goes, from today onwards, you will be my apprentice. And Nakano says, I guess you had it in your heart. And she asks, you still want to join? And Kurara says, I want to join. And Nakano goes, you're a good kid. It's like, I definitely want to grow up in Cosmic Angels, come back to Toyohashi with a shining image. Thank you. And then Tam does the Tam Nakano sign off.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Anything
I
else?
don't have anything to add. No, no.
Alrighty then. We move on. Tag team match: Julia and Mai Sakurai versus Oedo Tai, Momo Watanabe, and Natsuki Tora. This was a hell of a good match, man. Both these
Mhm.
teams just look solid in here. And again, it's more building. Like every time Julia and Tora were in there, they were just laying into each other, just beating the holy piss out of each other. Like it just these two absolutely hate each other. End of the match, Tora they'll end up fighting to the floor. Tora misses with the pipe she and or it, no, this I'm sorry, that was the next night that had the pipe shot. Tora ends up suplexing Julia on the floor. Momo's choking out Mai with a bat. Tora and Julia are brawling around the floor, and then you're just hearing the breath counting, and then it's a double count out. And then after the match, Tora hits Julia with a brainbuster on the floor, like a dick. But like they're just brawling throughout, and like everybody's like they're having to be pulled apart. Just craziness to end this one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Tora brings out in a lot of people is that savagery because she herself is so vicious.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. You got anything else on this one?
No, no, I'm just excited to see these two finally actually get freaking in together in the ring together one on one.
Yeah, this was kind of really a continuation of what had happened the night before in the main event. Is really what it was. We
Mm,
move on. It's Stars. Hanan, Mayawatani, and Saya Ida this time taking on Empress Nexus Venus, Hanako, Mina Shirakawa, and Xena again. Pretty much a rematch. It's from the day before, except Suzuki's or Ida's in it, except for Suzuki. Again, very similar match throughout. A lot
mm,
of the same beats throughout as the night before. Um, at the end of the match, though, Hanako hits a delayed suplex to Hanan for 2. Hanan slips out of the torture rack. Ida hits a top rope shoulder block, and Ida and Hanan hit this. This one looked like Shoto, except she's doing the step over leg drop. Like she steps over while
yeah.
they're elevated, and the leg drops her down. Hanan does. It's like a looks sort of like Shoto in a way. Um, and then they get a two. She gets a 2 count off that, and then Hanan hits the bridging fallaway slam to Hanako for the win. Yeah, a good match. Just very much a similar match to the night before.
Hmm. I felt the same. Yeah, I actually felt a little distracted by this one. When I say
Hmm.
distracted, like it didn't hold my attention as much as the
Hmm.
night before.
Yeah, I found with Hazuki in there, especially her and Xena, the stuff when you had Hazuki and Xena in there the night
Mm,
before, those two clashed so well, and how
mhm,
they like it.
mhm.
Not that Ida and didn't clash well with Xena and other stuff. It's just Hazuki just lends something to the team in such a perfect way.
Her and Xena had a very specific in-ring chemistry that just worked very well for the two of them.
Mhm. Pretty much. So after the match, Hanan and Ida are talking about about their tag team title events against Mai Sakura and Shion Yota. Tsukiyama says she wanted the future title at one point, but now she wants the New Blood tag titles. And then they say once they get through the 17th, we'll see. Once they beat Chan Yota and Mai Sakura, so we'll see what happens there. And then Hanan does the sign off for the night.
Mhm,
Or for yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
Jaya?
yeah. Again, it was I found the show started hot, but by the end, kind of petered out for me because the last, especially with the last two, like yeah, it wasn't the exact same match in the semi main event, but it was just continuation of the night before, and then the main
Mhm.
event just kind of being almost like just a copy of the night before that. It just, I don't know. Again,
Well, it's
everybody
like I
worked.
was saying at the beginning, they probably could have benefited from shifting around the other matches with the other title
Well,
people.
just think if you had like move Waka into here, Waka and Micah into here, then you have Xena and Hanako work the tag match again. There's all different like choices you can make in here, right? Like there's all
Mm,
those little things you could do, like just to
mhm.
change it up, change the people up, make it feel different. Yeah, but again, still good match. Nothing wrong with the match itself. Just yeah, just came up a little short for me compared to the night before.
Mm,
Yeah. So we move on to February 14th. Stardom, Valentine's Day in Korakuen. Happy,
mm,
happy, love, love. The graphics are all like pink and hearts and everything. I was like, okay, really leaned into it. Mirai starts
mm,
off the night. So we get the first of two faction battles here tonight. Uh, Battle
mhm,
within a faction. So you have Mirai taking on Rani Yamagi. Again, good wrestling between the two up front. A lot of this match was very much strike based, like either the lariats
mhm,
from Mirai or the kicks and punches from Rana. But Ron,
Mhm.
like every time Ron tries to fight back, Mirai drops her with a hard shot.
Mm.
She gets some good little flare ups throughout the match. But Mirai hits the SS Columbia with Michelle for two. She then starts with the lariats and then applies a sharpshooter, or for anybody in Japan, the Scorpion Deathlock, and Harana taps out.
Yeah, and she sunk that in deep.
Oh,
Like, she
so
was
deep.
sitting on her butt, well, on the
Mm-hmm.
small of her back. She was sitting on her butt. That poor girl was folded right up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just the way Rana did her hair this night, I really did feel that she almost looked like a mini me version of Mirai, just more blonde. Thought
Yeah,
it was really cute.
I didn't even think about it. And like I love Mirai's new hair with the blonde into the brown into the black bit at the front. I love that
Mhm.
look. Love that look.
It's a very, very unique look, yeah. Um, yeah, Rana's kicks are just so good. They're so solid. You really do see that martial arts background coming out there, and she dropped Mirai a couple times with those kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Those are brutal. Um, last thing I wanted to mention is I'm a little concerned about Mirai, just because she does have so much tape on her right now. Her right arm is taped from the elbow all the way into her pec. And then on her left arm, the whole elbow is now taped up, and of course her knees are also taped up. I'm worried. We have not seen this lady take a whole lot of time off, and she's just getting more and more and more banged up. Um, I'm
Mm-hmm.
maybe hoping that to see her take maybe a week off, maybe two, to just rest these
Maybe,
injuries a little bit, get
me,
some
yeah.
physio or something, just anything
Mm.
to give her a little break because I would hate to see wrestling in Japan right now without Mirai.
Yeah, maybe post Cinderella, she could just take a couple weeks off. Just take her off some shows. Let her feel let her rest her body for a couple weeks. You can
Mhm.
see it piling up
Mhm.
because like it's
Lady
gonna come
C
a
is the
point
same way.
like it's gonna come a point she's gonna need either gonna need to go off because the injury's gotten so much worse, or she's gonna eventually have to take a tackle break and disappear for a couple months. And we don't
I
want
mean,
that.
like, I would hate because 'cause we've seen Konami do that, where
Mm-hmm.
she had to take some time off with injuries and stuff. I don't want to see that happen, that it's
Mm.
a forced time off. I'd like to see it be on her own will kind of thing.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
move on to a fun little match, shortest match of all 3 days. Actually, it was under five.
Mm.
It was under 6 minutes. Everything else was like 7.5 and up. Um, Again, fun little match. My Sakurai throwing out Valentine. It's Unimi's Mori, my Sakurai. My
Mhm.
throwing out Valentine's chocolates to everybody on our way to the ring. Um,
Mhm.
there better be some goddamn expensive chocolates, lady. You're the lady ship. You're supposed to be buying that expensive shit.
Mhm.
Um, Mai immediately tries to steal the match with a roll up off the handshake. Just
Mhm.
Yuna's having none of that and gets her own roll up for two. Getting really good fun back and forth. They're trading strikes. Mai gets drops Yuna with a kick and gets the paradise luck. Um, Yuna her fire ups are so good, man. She's got such good. And we've been talking about how good she is since
Mhm.
she appeared here when she was with Seven Up. Man, she's only getting better constantly.
Power, passion, pineapple.
Yeah, she's the final P. The end of the match though, Yuna hits a lariat, but Mai ends up rolling her up for two, and then Yuna catches Mai. Uh, uh, she catches her. Goes for the inside cradle and gets the win. Again, very good but quick match. It felt like I could
Mhm.
have done with a little more from these two.
Mhm, mhm. I feel like they were meant to be not the comedy match, but like kind of the ooh, like the shock and awe match.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what I really enjoyed with Yuna is her new hairdo. She had the same length still,
Mm-hmm.
but she changed the green to that really nice turquoise blue. that I think actually matches her gear surprisingly better. Even though
Mm.
her gear is mostly green, I feel like the blue is a little bit more of like a different color because she was just all green before.
Well,
It kind of offsets it a lot.
I think that hair blends almost to the gear, where the blue pops off the gear more.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
reminds me, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of reminds me of like candy floss.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's really cute. I like it. Um, where is this? I really like Yuna's intro music. We don't get to hear it a lot because she's coming out with other members usually, but I really, really like her music. It's kind of got like a little heavy rock intro to it, but then it turns into this super cute Japanese melodic thing that makes you just kind of like it's it's really cute.
Yep.
Um, I really enjoy my Sakurai's Paradise Lock and her Captain Morgan pose. I just something about it makes me cackle every time I see it, and I appreciate that. Um, the ending was a little confusing to me, but very quick. Like
Mhm.
Mai going for that pin and Yuna just simply reversing it and rolling her up. We've seen Mai pick up a lot of wins with that sneaky pin that she does. So it
Mhm.
was interesting to see someone who had an answer for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like good, quick, and I wish I got like a couple, like 2 or 3 minutes more out of these two. Where they were doing really well, but then it just kind of went to the finish. Like felt like it went to the finish quick.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
So we move on. Do I have the right? Nope. I'm missing a card. Crap. I'm missing a card. I didn't put it in.
You're
God.
missing Lady C and Utami.
Ah, there it is. I put it out of order. Ha ha! I'm just bad at my job. Uh, Utami Ashida versus Lady C. Utami takes control early, slamming Lady C around, kicking her. Gets a single leg crab and sits it in deep. Um, but Lady C gets to the ropes. Utami striking, like they're just good. They're good striking in the corners. He's firing back, using her size to really get back into it. She eventually gets
Mhm.
she gets that abdominal stretch, turns it into the Russian leg sweep, and then goes into another abdominal stretch on the ground. Like looked really good. She eventually gets the choke slam, but Utami kicks the 2.9. Utami gets the standing running choke, but Lady C backs her into the corner to break it. Then she comes running into the corner. Tommy pops her up, gets her on over her shoulder, brings her down with the air raid crash. Looked really good. They're trading strikes. C unloads on Utami, but Utami drops her with a lariat, then another, and another, and gets a two. So finally, she picks her up, hits the bridging German, and Utami Hayashishita pins Lady C.
Mhm. Mhm. This was a great match. And it
Mm-hmm.
broke my heart a little bit because Lady C, again, as we've mentioned, she's working so damn hard.
Mm-hmm.
It upsets me that she's still a fall person for Queen's Quest.
And
Um,
I wouldn't have actually minded if she had gotten an upset victory here, just for the fact that like it's you versus your leader, so you're trying to prove yourself against the leader of your team. If her getting that, if she had pulled a win out, I wouldn't have been offended by that. Just for the fact that it would have been like, I finally got what I can beat my boss. You know what I mean? Like kind of feel. You know what I mean? Like she's like, I'm there. I'm at that level. If she would have won,
hmm.
yeah.
Then she would have gotten a win over the Goddess of Stardom champion too, though, so she would be owed a title shot.
Oh yeah, but again, I'm just saying in that world, but in that thinking though, I'm just saying it kind of would make sense in that sense if she had, but she didn't. But
Hmm. If the things were differently, it definitely could have been something good. Yeah.
mhm.
Um, yeah, Lady C worked very hard at the beginning of this, trying to come in hot, trying to put Utami down. Utami is just deceptively strong. Like
Mhm.
she's not small by any means. She does dwarf some of like a large number of the roster, but I wouldn't say she's like a power. She's a powerhouse, but I wouldn't say she's powerhouse sized in the same way someone like Nane Takahashi or Yu or maybe Amisore, but maybe just
Or
like
Hanako, or like a
yeah, or
Hanako, yeah.
Hanako. But
Mm,
she's dense. She
mm,
seems to be very, very dense. And when she plants her feet and she doesn't want to move, chances are she's not moving, which I very much appreciate about her. Um, yeah, both these ladies worked so hard with their strikes in this one. It was pretty much of a battle of who was the strongest in this one. As I mentioned, was it in this earlier in this one, or was it Japanese Wrestling Update? I can't remember. Lady C is very taped up, just like Mirai.
oh, that was the show.
Her yeah, her lower back is just you can see from her gear, there's a lot of cutouts and stuff, and her gear is super cool. But, like, it bothers me that you can see her gear starting from, like, the middle of her back and going way down into most likely her glutes and hip area, which is somewhere I personally struggle with a lot because of impact. And then on top of that, she's also got her traps. Her traps are also very much taped up. And she took the loss on a German bridge. So she took that impact right on one of those areas that is not feeling too good for her right now.
Mm,
She's another one I hope gets an opportunity to rest up those injuries. Because as someone who struggles with those lower back injuries and hip injuries, they don't get better unless you do rest them,
mm.
which is probably why mine are not getting better because I go to the gym every single day. So we make our own bets. But yeah, that's all I got on this one.
Mm. And we move on. It is Queen's Quest Azumi, Miyu Amasaki, and Saiko Tani taking on Oedo Tai's Fukigen Death Arena and Ruaka. Um, End of this match comes Hammerlock DDT by Miyu, but she can only get a 2. Ruaka then comes back, hits a lariat, comes in, hits a lariat to Miyu. Rina then hits an inverted suplex for 2, goes up, hits the top rope stomp, and gets the win. Under your logic, I'm mad that Fukigen Death has a win over the Sai Kamatani because that's stupid. She's a complete joke character. She should not have a win over Saya Kamatani.
Oh, finally,
Uh,
you feel my rage. That's what you get, you shit.
only in this one match because it's Fukigen Death and she's a fucking joke.
I'm actually, if I can say, I'm a little disappointed because we've been praising the holy heckin' shit out of Fukigen Death and her makeup and how it never frickin' moves. And the last 3 shows, it's moved. Last 3 shows, I have seen it all over somebody's stomach, or all in this match, it was all over Miyu Amasaki's ass. And I'm just like, has the problems already hit Stardom's rosters that they can't afford their expensive non-movable face paint anymore? What's going on? Well, not likey. I felt Miyu put a shit ton of work in for Queen's Quest in this one. Tons and tons of work. Um, Shout out Azumi for getting that suplex on Ruaka. I mean, she had to work hard for that, but holy hell, she got her over, and I was very proud. Yeah, don't have anything else to add on this one.
All right then. We move on. Oh no, my graphics are out of order, aren't they? There we go. This one was back here. I put just I don't know how I messed it up, but I did. Sayori Yano, Sayaka Kurara, and Tam Nakano
Hurrah.
taking on Gadzai's Amisure, Saki Kashima, and Suri. Saki tries Kichikase right away on Anu, but Anu uh, gets out and tries her bridging her like jackknife O'Connor roll move that she does. Um,
Mhm.
but both pin gets broken up. Again, really fun match back and forth. I like seeing Kazuki Angels going at it with Oedo Tai here, or with not with God's Eye here. I was thinking my brain just defaults to Oedo Tai with Saki Kashima stuff for some weird ass reason. Ami, those speed chops to Kurara looked absolutely brutal. Like looked
Mhm.
like she was
Mhm.
caving the girl's chest in, man.
I really
Ugh.
felt like in this match, God's Eye was kind of putting Kurara through it.
Mm-hmm.
She it's like oh, you want to be main roster? You want to join a faction? You want to be with the big girls? We'll show you the big girls. And holy hell, it was training day for Kurara.
Mm-hmm. In the end, though, after Cosmic Angels interfere, Suri attacks Kurara, interference, and they attack Suri. Kurara hits a spear for 2. Suri pulls the armbar and transitions into the rear naked choke, and Kurara has no choice but to submit when she got the hooks in.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm really enjoying how Suri is starting to go through these little spells where you don't really kind of know what her finish or what she's doing. Like she's kind of switching up what she uses for her submissions. A while back, she was using that stretch muffler variation quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Before then, she was using an armbar variation quite a bit. I like her how she's kind of going through these transitions of like, because if I'm facing her, which God never let me do, I'm gonna be like, shit, is she gonna go after my arm because she knows I have an arm problem? Is she gonna go after my hip because she knows I have a hip problem? Like, she has so many things in her arsenal now. How do you prepare for a Suri match? It, it's crazy. Yeah, I really love, again, as you mentioned earlier, the wings on Tam. I like the that she has the wings now and not just the wing robe cloak thing. Sariana's gear is just fire, that silver with that blue lace. It kind of
Mm-hmm.
gives me like Victorian vibes
Mm-hmm.
because I've been watching the Bridgerton shit a lot now. So now I'm like,
I don't even know what
um,
that is.
you don't want to. It is depressing. Um, yeah, it was kind of giving me Elsa vibes also, kind of like that because she's kind of frosty. Um, Yeah, I don't have anything. Oh, and Suri's gear. Suri's gear is my favorite. That silver and purple gear,
Hmm.
that is fire. I love that gear.
Straight
Yeah,
fire. I,
so I got
I I love Suri's new gear. It's just it looks like armor almost, but just
it
it
does.
flows so nicely.
It almost looks celestial to me, like a
Yeah,
celestial armor,
yeah, I like that. I
which
like
makes
that.
sense. God's eye, right?
Jesus, you're good at this.
I try. That was a happy little mistake.
Hmm. We move on. Some main events in the probably the match of all 3 of these shows. My bet, like my top match of all 3 of these shows. It was a 10-woman elimination tag match. It stars Hanan, Hazuki, Mayu Utani, Saida, and Yuzuki taking on Empress Nexus Venus, Hanako, Micah, Mina Shirakawa, Waka Tsukiyama, and Xena. Do you know who's at ringside?
I know the answer to this, but I'm brain farting right now.
Koguma and Momo Kogo.
Right. Yes, I did see them. Yes, in the corners.
Ah,
Yes.
it's the first time I've noticed Kogo back, so I'm like, yes, Kogo's there! Yay, she's back. She's coming
Yeah,
back,
because we've
dude.
seen Kaguma a few times, but Momo we haven't seen.
No, I was so excited to see her. I was like, oh, I haven't seen
Mhm,
she because like when I started watching, like really got into Stardom a couple years ago. I like Ida, Mina, and Momo and Julia were my 4 that I really was like, yes, these are like the ones I really got into. So I don't know.
mhm,
I'm so happy she's gonna be, and she's been announced for the Cinderella tournament, which is gonna be
mhm.
great. Again,
Oh,
the choices in that tournament are great, but I'm happy to see Momoko go back for that tournament.
mhm, mhm. I
All
agree.
right, I'm gonna go through this match. I'm gonna try to do it as quickly as possible. Mina does not dance to Micah's music. Slightly disappointed by that. I was really hoping she'd start doing her dance to this music. To the music.
Yeah, her interpretive dance with all the hair flips. Yeah.
Yeah, just an all-out brawl to start. Stars gets EXV all on the ropes and hit the quintet of face washes and running boots in the ropes. Um, Yeah, just really good back and forth throughout. Hanako hits Ida, like Larry's Ida on the ropes. Waka gets an oblivion, then the straight jacket slam. Um, uh, Star stop Mina and Waka from doing a double team to Ida, and all 5 hit 2 combined wheelbarrow face busters. It was great.
Mhm.
Actually, I really liked the way they did that one. First elimination comes Hanan and Ida hit that Shoto looking final cut leg drop that they do to Waka. And sorry, oh, I have a bit of gas. I apologize. And Hanan gets the 17 pin to eliminate Waka. I was like, come on, why did Waka have to go first? I was kind of pissed. I was kind of pissed she went up before Yuzuki. I really was. Um, uh, Micah and Ida trading shoulder blocks, dropping each other. Yuzuki comes in, unloads on Xena, but she drops her with one shot. Xena then hits spin kicks and a slap. She hits a butterfly suplex for two on Yuzuki. Mina and Xena then hit the dual inverted DDT to Yuzuki, and Xena hits her gutbuster or the thunderstruck and eliminates Yuzuki. Hanan again, really good back and forth here with Hanan and Hanako. And Hanako just starts beating the piss out of Hanan. She gets the torture rack into and lets her off into a Xena lariat, and they hit the dual inverted DDT for two. Um, I didn't realize throughout this match until one of the eliminations why they kept dumping one person over the top rope and trying to knock him to the floor. But I was just, and then I realized once one of the eliminations happened, there's an over the top rope elimination factor here, which I didn't realize. Because there's a spot where they put, I think it was Hanan onto the apron and they shove her off, but like the group catches her while her feet are still on the apron and push her back up onto the apron. It was like I really like that spot.
Mhm.
Yeah, Stars quadruple team Xena and Hazuki gets a two into the crossface, broken up. Hazuki hits a DDT, but Xena tosses her over the ropes. Xena avoids the splash, tosses her over the rope on the apron. It hits Xena avoids a splash and gets a power slam for two. EXV hits the super cheerleader splash, which is that where Mina climbs up her opponents. Um, and then to Hazuki, Xena goes for her thunderstruck, but she gets lariated by Ida, and Hazuki just rolls her up with a Hazuki straw and eliminates her. I was
Mhm.
like, huh. Oh, and I missed an elimination in here, didn't I? Shit. Which one did I miss? Oh, sorry. Hanako dumps Hanan onto the apron, but gets caught by Mayu Itani, and Hanan rolls into a roll up to eliminate Hanako. That was before Xena. I apologize. I skipped over that line. I apologize. Um,
Mhm.
Stars have a 4-on-2 advantage at this point. So Hazuki and Mike are trading shots. Micah drops her. Uh, but Hazuki gets the suplex. But then Micah catches her with like she's going for a running boot, picks her up, and just walks over the edge and just yeets her powerbomb
Yeet.
style to the floor. She landed on people, but she did get eliminated. It was like, ooh. And that's where I realized, oh, we have over the top rope eliminations in this match.
Yeah, I find with Stardom, whenever these kind of elimination style matches happen, you just gotta assume that the top rope thing is a thing
Yeah.
until it's disproven because glorious, glorious chaos.
So yeah, Wingori, Ida, and Hanan double team Micah, and then Hanan gets the famouser for two. She gets the backdrop driver. Then Micah comes back and hits a Michinoku driver two and eliminates Hanan from the match. So we're down to Mayu Iwatani and Sai Ida versus Mina Shirakawa and Micah. And I'm like, I think I know where this one's going. Yeah, Ida comes off the top of the shoulder block to Micah for two. Ida hits a big lariat on Micah, but Mina hits the drop kick to the knee. Mina goes to work on the knee. Uh, it, uh, Ida fights back with the sky high power bomb. Hits a sliding lariat for two. Stars then double team Mina, but she fights off Ida up top, and she dragon screws her off the top from the top rope to the mat. Mina then applies the figure four, and Ida is forced to tap out. Uh, so this is actually the first time they're down two. They're 2-1, and this is the first time they've had the advantage all match for EXV. Um, Maya tries to fight them both, just going back and forth, and uh, she drops Mina, goes up top, but Micah comes back and pulls her and comes up, hits the delayed superplex. Mayu fights back, gets a super kick, but to Micah, but then Mina hits Mayu and hits her with the implant DDT for 2. Maya then gets her own roll up for 2. Micah then comes back, hits Maya with like a couple lariats. Then Mina picks her up, figure 4 driver, and Mina Shirakawa wins the match for Empress Nexus Venus.
Mm. I liked this match, but frick was I tired when it was done.
Hmm.
This match exhausted me. I would have made this the main event. I don't know why it wasn't. I like the match after was good, but I don't feel it was like I understand there was a setup for the story, but energy
Yeah,
wise, this one should have been last.
I get that. I agree with you 100%. The reason that one was the main event is because literally the next show for Stardom, the next
Was for
show
the title, I
was
know.
for the title. So I think that's why they pushed it there. But really, it would have been fine just being in the semi main
They could
because
still cut whatever promos they needed to cut after, because everyone else did anyway.
Mhm. Yep.
So, like, there's no reason. Like, this match was exhausting. This was so much. And then to expect people to sit through another match after this was just like, huh. I had to actually turn this off and, like, watch the last match the next day. I had to go to bed.
Yeah. And again, after the match, Mina Shirakawa cut the promo about how she's going to defeat Mayu at on the 23rd. Um, and again, Mayu kind of gets into a point where she's saying how tough it's been and everything, and then Shirakawa makes a comment, "I'll tear down those walls. The organization can't be entrusted to a champion who whines to the fans." And then Iwatani says, "Everyone suffers from mental illness sometimes, even the icon Mayu Iwatani. It's okay to complain once in a while. However, I apologize for causing you concern. Let's meet again on the 23rd with a smile in champion form." I like the line. I like those lines. Just positive. Like we can all be unhappy sometimes, but even the best of us can. So I like that. So in
Mhm.
the end, Shirakawa does the sign off, says she's going to win the title, and her and Mike are going to stand there with the world titles together. Um, and yeah, I'm looking for. I'm look. This is sold me on the 23rd, man. I'm excited for that match.
I think you were excited regardless because Mina Shirakawa is in it.
Oh yeah, but again, it's only making it bigger for me. Like seeing them having these battles, it's only making me more excited for this match.
Mm. I definitely feel that Nexus Venus needed this faction win.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah.
Again, and you're right. They've taken more losses than they've had wins since they formed. So getting this big win over Stars is a good, strong statement for them.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on. One more match, main event of the evening: Julia, May, and Suzuki taking on Oedo Ties, Momo Watanabe, Natsuka Tora, and Starlight Kid. I'm just gonna jump to the end for this one. Um, Starlight Kid sends all her opponents to the floor, hits the high cross. Tora hits a lariat in the ring, and then the Death Valley Driver for 2. Um, yeah, and she goes up to the top, but misses the Swanton Bomb. But Momo comes in. She goes to hit Julia with the bat, but she ends up Julia ducks. She hits Tora, and then Crazy Star and Julia triple team Tora. Julia then hits a Northern Lights bomb and gets the win.
Mm. It was hard for me to watch this match because again
Mm-hmm.
I did start it another day.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one before was just it took so much energy
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Very much so.
Um, this was still a good match. I mean, whenever these 6 women are in the ring together, you know it's gonna be fire. It was a lot. It was a lot. It did kinda almost feel a little like their interactions the nights before as well, with
Mhm.
the kind of multi people tags. But I felt that the tension in this story was directed in the right areas, mainly being Julia and Tora. But
Mhm.
I do feel that there was a little bit of a showcase for me and Starlight Kid as well. And Suzu and Momo were just there, kind of. Momo was just kind of swinging the bat around like a pinata.
Mhm.
Suzu was kind of the mess cleanupper.
Yep.
Everyone kind of had a purpose in this one, but the big star of the show was Julia and Tora.
Yeah, and again, like I was tired after watching that last match, and I can't imagine what the crowd was feeling like after like a ruckus like that. 22 minutes of just chaos, and go into this, which again had more chaos to it. Like they're fighting on the outside. Oita Tide pulling a lot of their own shenanigans here. But
Mm-hmm.
really, like still a really good match though.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and again, like Suzu, just so solid in there. Julia too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
again, um, it kind of gets overshadowed by that
Mm-hmm.
match previous to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I think it would have been smarter if they had been switched around, because I don't think this anything of the story or the plot would have been taken away from this.
No.
It's just energy wise, it was a womp womp.
Womp womp.
Is this
Yep.
an Ogawa? Is this a Okada decision, do we think? Who knows? We'll see.
I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see. Or maybe it's that merch guy.
I mean, it either way, it just doesn't smell particularly solid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll see where they go with it, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. But we've come to the end of another episode of Stardom Review. I want to thank everybody for joining us here. You can find me, this guy, uh, the Andre, over on the X Mastodon Blue Sky and Hive at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook at Andre Melba Wrestling Talk. And you can find me right here at youtube.com/ at Andre and Melba Wrestling Talk. Or you might be listening to us over on Sunday Night's Main Event. If you are, thank you so very much. If you're not and you want to hear us just in audio form, go check them out. You can have us in your earbuds all day instead of having to watch us on the YouTubes. You can download us and listen to us offline. Go over to SundayNight'sMainEvent.com or to Patreon.com/SNME Radio if you want to support them financially. Really appreciate if you can support us there. Like them. Subscribe to the subscribe to the feeds. Leave your ratings on all the podcast catchers wherever you are, Apple, Google, or Spotify, wherever you are. Leave your ratings for us, 5 stars, please, if you can. And you can shit on us all you want in the comments. Just give us 5 stars. That's all we ask for. You can check.
Shout at him.
No, you can shit on me. Shout out Mel. You can shit on me. I'm fine with that. Sounds grosser than it meant it to, but okay.
I said shout at him, but
Yeah,
okay. There's no
yeah,
shitting.
but I said you can shit on us, but whatever. You can also find me over at our local establishment, twitch.tv/our local establishment. You can also find me over at youtube.com/at our local establishment. You can find me doing the Marvel Talk. Where right now we're in mode with the MCU Rebound. We got Thor, our review of Thor coming out next Wednesday on the 28th. Check us out live on the Twitch over and YouTube there. You can also find us coming up in March with the X-Men 97 series coming out. We're looking forward to reviewing that. Super excited. I can't wait for that. And then you can also find us over there doing the Japanese wrestling update every Friday. This week will be a pre-recorded episode that we might have recorded before we did this. So check that out. And then also go over to the man who simulcasts all our stuff, Mike the Ref's channel at Backbreaker Video. If you are watching us there, go check us out on Andre Mobile Wrestling Talk too. You can also find all his great work at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, where he's doing his AEW watch alongs every Wednesday and Saturday. And then all the great gaming content he does the rest of the week. You can also check the replays of the game content at youtube.com/at Backbreaker_gaming. You can find him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, and their freaking guest, Kayla J.
Kayla J. Love Kayla J. Do a little dance. Throw up Jay. Get down to that. Get down.
Where can they find you, Melball?
If you're wanting to follow Mabel, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Mabel. You can follow her on everything else Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on where am I going? Our local establishment programming Japanese wrestling update, as Andre had mentioned, every Friday. You can also catch me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase, a show all about ladies professional wrestling. We were going to do a show this week, but I'm at Love Pro Wrestling with this guy, and she's in LA getting her natural relaxation on. So we will be back next week where we will discuss a lot of stuff happening within women's professional wrestling. If you're wanting to watch Stardom Wrestling, we will leave a link in the description box below. It is stardom-world.com. It is 999 yen or approximately 10 Canadian. Shadow Sean Spears, but more like the class 750, according to me, because I checked my bank account this week. Still a great price to watch some amazing women's wrestling. You can see some familiar faces from AEW and WWE back in the vaults. You can also check out some of the amazing women we talked about today. What else? What else? I think that's it. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
No, just I love the beautiful people. The beautiful people. I just want to say thank you so very much. Please keep liking the video, subscribing to the channel, commenting down below, sharing us out to your friends, family, enemies, and all the different creatures of the world. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can alert every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Yeah, it's way too late at night for that. No,
Yeah.
just no. It's 10 p.m. as we're recording this. Just no. And
Wouldn't
then
trust it, no.
if you're on SNME Radio, please follow the channel and throw some 5-star reviews if you're enjoying us.
Awesome, awesome, possum. And that being said, I am your Malba. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah!